Are closing in on 750 miles. I've been on PTO for the last 4 days and riding basically every moment I have and every energy I have in my body. I just been dedicating to pounding out miles on the Blitz Pro. It's been fucking epic. I hurt my hip a few days ago. I don't know why. I twisted my hip and it was very painful. I couldn't even stand up without feeling intense pain. So I was walking like a 90-year-old grandpa for like a whole day. And funny enough, the fire alarm went off the moment that happened, or the same night. And it took me so long to get to the door that I think 10 minutes already passed because I had to go so slowly on putting the harness on my dog and covering his ears because the alarm is so loud. But as soon as I got to the door, it stopped, and then it went off like 2 more times for like 10 seconds. But that was horrific. Gave my leg like a day of rest. Honestly, the next day I rode. Did I ride the next day? No, I didn't. No, I did ride. I rode the following day in the afternoon. And for some reason, doing that caused my pain in my hips to no longer be painful. That was interesting. So I'm good now. I think it might have been because I've been sitting down so much and I'm not sitting on the most comfortable seat. It's just a 1-2 inch foam, not memory foam or anything, which I usually set up. But I can ride it now almost like I am riding the C8 seated. There was a moment where I got really good at riding the C8 seated. It was very similar height and it was very easy to accelerate and brake on the C8 because I was so locked into it. The Blitz Pro, however, it is a dream to be able to just get up and down without having to worry about wobbling on the way down, wobbling on the way up, or having your knees completely exhausted. My ankle was pretty tired for a little bit, but after a few days and today, I feel really good. I feel amazingly good seated. I even went through a little crowd of students. I think they're here for a fish camp. So they're like here for like a few weeks before the actual school in August. And it's funny riding through them. They just never seen something like this before, and I like the obstacle. And you can go as slow as 1 mile per hour if you get good at sitting. So on the Falcon, I even rode through, they call it the tunnels, and there was literally they call it the big event, and there was probably like several thousand students walking through the tunnel, and it was completely packed from left and right, and I was able to slowly navigate with the Falcon through the whole thing, and it was really funny, very fun. That was probably one of my memorable moments of riding and testing my skill, and it was just at the point where I got really good at the Falcon seated. I've been pushing it around using the trolley because they sent out an email saying that we should not be riding anything in the hallways or on property. So I've been trolleying it. The trolley fucking sucks. It sucks, usable, and I'm getting good at it, but initially it's gonna hurt your wrist. I used a seated cushion and I push up against it, so I take the seat cushion off every single time I use the trolley, but it's worth it because it locks the trolley in place. There was news today that came out of a guy. I actually follow him on Instagram, but this guy, he's on a P6 running from cops. He has a bunch of videos that shows him just crossing the yellow lines and crossing into traffic and stuff, riding crazy in between cars. I like those type of content. It's really fun to watch, but it's very sketchy, looks bad on the EUC community, and can get us banned. I always record my rides, even though I delete most of them. But I do record all my rides just in case. It's like a dash cam for me. I've always had a dash cam in my car for years, and even in rentals. And I never ride without dash cam just because honestly most people cannot tell what happened post-accident, post-crash, post-incident. And honestly, if I didn't watch all my clips back for certain events and when I run into cars and stuff, not run into them, but have interactions, I like to review it and see what actually happened. And usually it clears up a lot of things, and it's almost always on my side, but there's been many times where I thought one thing happened and it completely did not show that at all. That just tells you there's just so much going on. Like your body's already in use just to keep the EUC up. You have to like stay stable, and you're automatically subconsciously thinking about like AV pressure on your leg and on your toes while the event is going on, right? Like if you're having to wait for cars and such. But you just have to be patient. Give yourself a little bit more time to get to work. Don't be like me and only give yourself exactly the amount of minutes. I've been most days I go like 5 minutes early, but most days I barely just make it on time. Not most days, but it's 50-50. This thing is an absolute beast when it comes to speed. I'm not even like a speed demon. I'm a heavy accelerator, heavy braker, heavy carving type guy. But this thing makes you want to just fly to top speed, just because the faster you go, the more stable it is. And on a wheel like this, when you have that much control, I think at 750 miles, you really, your mind and body connects with the wheel. On most of my wheels, and the small wheels, the tinier wheels, you get accustomed to them much faster because there's just a smaller amount of skill that you need to acquire due to the weight of it. But a 100-pound wheel that has 168 volt and can go, I don't know, this thing can go 70, I don't know. No one has the balls to test this thing, it seems. And I couldn't even get anyone to do a cutout speed, like a test cutout, just to see how fast it can go. I think people are just concerned. Not concerned, but I think the people that bought the Group Buy, there hasn't been a lot of influencers that bought it, because if there was, you would see a lot more videos about it. I haven't used this near like really congested area, but now that I am good at it, I am not concerned at all. I can probably take this thing through Aggie Park when it is 90% busy like I did with the A2. And plus, when you work for the place and you have that type of energy that you belong here, no one bothers you. And plus, a lot of the professors and stuff, they're used to seeing me all the time. Now they're like interested, and I bet you they're gonna ask if I can like teach them and stuff, because nothing is better than being able to be free like this, and nothing is worse than seeing someone else be free and you're like, shit, if he's riding this to work every day and enjoying it, why can't I? It's mostly the older men that are asking about it. They're like asking the brand, they're asking how easy it is. And everyone has tried the hoverboard, right? A lot of these older men has tried the hoverboard, especially when it came out, they either got it for themselves or they bought it for their kids. And now they have a recognition of the movement. And I just tell them it's like a hoverboard, but you just really have to be stable with it to have it feel like a hoverboard where it's balancing left and right. Now that I have a bigger wheel, I think about the legality a lot, and the legality here is you can ride anything of any power. Just it's 8 miles per hour on the sidewalk, and I do slow down a lot near people. I slow down to the point where they have to acknowledge me, right? And when you get acknowledged in terms of like an eye contact, then they can't say that they didn't see you. So a lot of the time, if I'm like passing someone on a very narrow sidewalk, I'll pass them, but I go really slow around them. I'm talking about like barely their speed and a little bit more, just so like they don't feel like I just zoom past them. And with the dash cam, with my dash cam, you can't say otherwise. This is self-preservation at this point. When I enjoy a sport, I like to protect it, at least protect it locally. And thinking about the craziness here, a lot of people have died actually, just on incidents, hitting their head on the ground, getting hit by a bus, getting hit by a bicycle. It's very easy to cause brain damage. So I bought a new helmet, should be coming in. It was between the K1S and the K3. I initially bought the K3, but I didn't want something bulky, and the inner visor makes it bulky. I didn't like the K1S because of the ducktail in the back, the spoiler. It's a little too much, but I am starting to like it. because at this point, I'm just gonna put my visor down and just fly. I don't. A lot of people, no one knows me. The only people that know me is the people I work with, and it's kind of funny. I see them on the streets a lot, and they always honk at me. I just got back from a ride, and my chest kind of hurts. Well, the muscle around your chest, right? I think it's because I'm constantly, when I'm braking, I'm having to lean back so hard because I'm sitting down and I'm so far forward that I'm just cruising at like what, 10, 15 miles per hour, just sitting neutral. And then when I have to lean back if I want to go slower. So I think that's been having an effect on my back, on stretching it a little bit, but that just means it'll get stronger. And I've been really been slanging this thing around, being able to hit corners, right? Not cars, long cars. I can do long cars now, but it's more fun right now to just max out my agility. And I am taking this thing on the street quite a bit more than I expected it. So I think I'm just gonna be cruising. I should get my helmet tomorrow. I would feel better going faster than 30 miles per hour on a real motorcycle helmet. So wish me luck. Goodbye for now.